nice weather overall today. And what did I read? It seems like apparently there's been more leaks of that DJI Air 2S drone. I guess this site here says all information about the new drone. Apparently it seems like they got retail images of the drone, what it looks like. Now you can see in the picture, it seems like the camera says it has a 1-inch sensor and it's 20 megapixels. And this is a rough translation on the site, so what do they have to say here? It says, the DJI Air 2S will bring some upgrades compared to the Mavic Air 2. Now the first thought a lot of people may have is saying, hey, the old one was 48 megapixels, this one's only 20 megapixels, so it's a downgrade. Not necessarily, because with the Air 2 they used that processor that isn't exactly the best. It seems like it's more meant for smartphones and stuff. What they mentioned here too is with the original Mavic Air 2 it had the Mavic branding, whereas with this one it seems like they got rid of it and just called it Air 2. I guess it kind of makes sense because before they were calling everything the Mavic just to take advantage, I guess, of the name and all that. The 1-inch sensor should help in terms of being able to draw in more light, especially with those dark areas or nighttime. And it says here it's actually heavier according to this. It says, on the other hand, at 600 grams, the drone is 30 grams heavier than its predecessor. The manufacturer also brings the 10-bit color space into the camera. That means that over 1 billion colors can be recorded. I actually assumed before for the most part it will just be minor, I guess, tweaks and so forth with new modes. It says here, in terms of modes, the drone supports the well-known standards Spotlight 2.0 and Point of Interest 3.0, but the drone also introduces Active Track 4.0. And as everyone knows, DJI has been promoting its FPV goggles, and it says this one here, it actually supports it. It says the FPV goggles V2, known from the DJI FPV drone, are also supported by the DJI Air 2S. Accordingly, the drone also supports new OcuSync 3.0 transmission standard. I think that one was the given. And this one actually, it says it'll have the ADS-B signals installed, I guess, with the drone. That should enable you to see, hey, there's an airplane here and all that, assuming they have all the right equipment and stuff as well. And again, it seems like they have more pictures from, I guess, the retail marketing materials. You can see what I would assume here is the Fly More bundle. Interestingly enough, there's been tons of videos being leaked out too. It makes you wonder if those are legitimate, because the first one, this one was actually released a long time ago. It seemed like, I guess, it was an unused version of the DJI Air 2. Although there was this other video that I saw as well recently. I'm wondering if it is real, because before you have to question it, but it has that same picture in terms of the 1-inch sensor, 20 megapixel camera. It looked like some kind of marketing material, although the assumption for some people were this thing is just rendered by somebody for the heck of it. I guess maybe there's a good chance this is real afterwards, just by looking at things like the propeller, the colors and all that. So would you personally get this? Upgraded sensor and all that? I would assume the picture quality should be better. I think for myself, when I'm reading stuff like this, at the moment, I actually don't see why I would get something. Let's just say if I was buying one, a new Mavic 3 that's coming out potentially versus something like this, because I know ultimately when you have stuff like this, it's smaller, but once you pack everything in, the extra batteries and all that, to me, the weight and the space it takes up and things like your bag is almost the same thing. But if you never got a drone like this before and you're looking for one, then maybe it's a good purchase in that sense, because you might as well buy the latest and greatest, I would imagine. That's the only time I would personally get something like this immediately. I don't really see this as a must-have upgrade personally, just from what I'm reading so far. I even mentioned before, a lot of people are still waiting for things like a new Phantom drone as an example, and even from reading the comments, it's kind of interesting. A lot of people have this mindset where they're going to hold out for the bigger and better quality drones. They've had enough, or they don't have a need for another portable small drone per se, so it makes you wonder, will this actually be a success? Will you actually buy this drone? Alright, see you guys later.